A couple of weeks ago, I decided I wanted to do something special for my wife. Life had been hectic. Between work, parenting, and the daily grind, it felt like we hadn't had time for us in a very long time. So I came up with a plan. A kid-free night out, just the two of us. My parents live about an hour and a half away, and I arranged for them to watch the kids for the whole weekend. I was excited, actually more than excited. I felt like a teenager again planning a surprise date. I even booked reservations at a nice restaurant and had a whole evening mapped out. Dinner, a couple of drinks afterward, maybe even a walk under the stars. It was supposed to be perfect. Normally, when I take the kids to my parents, I stay there all day, hang out, and don't come back until the evening. But this time I dropped them off and immediately turned around so I could get home as fast as possible. I wanted to surprise my wife and make the night feel spontaneous. I left around 8:30 and was back before 12:30. But when I pulled onto our street, something immediately caught my eye. There was a truck parked right in front of our house. I didn't recognize it. At first I brushed it off, maybe it was a neighbor's guest. It wasn't unusual for people to park there, but deep down I felt uneasy. Still, I didn't want to ruin the surprise with paranoia. Instead of pulling into the driveway like usual, I parked a few houses away. I thought it would be fun to sneak in quietly through the basement and surprise her. I was already smiling to myself, imagining her face when I walked in with the news. But the second I stepped inside, my whole world shifted. From the floor above I heard sounds. At first I froze. My brain tried to rationalize it. Maybe she was just relaxing, maybe she was having some private time. I didn't want to embarrass her. I actually thought about leaving again, making some noise in the garage so she'd know I was home. And then I heard it. A man's voice. My heart dropped so fast I thought it might burst. My chest tightened, my hands went numb. In that moment I knew. I didn't want to believe it, but deep down I knew. I told myself I needed to see, not to confront, not to yell, but just to know. My body felt like it was moving on its own as I climbed the stairs as quietly as I could. The kitchen was empty, but the voices and sounds were coming from the living room. The door was cracked open halfway. I couldn't look in without being seen. My stomach turned, my pulse was racing. So I pulled out my phone, opened the camera, and slowly reached it around the corner. And there it was. My wife with another man, a stranger. I can't even describe what it felt like. It wasn't just pain, it was like my entire reality shattered. Everything I thought I knew about my life, my marriage, my family, it all crumbled in seconds. I recorded it. My brain told me I needed proof that maybe someday I would need it. But the truth, I don't even know why I did. I just stood there in silence, frozen, watching it unfold on the screen of my phone. Minutes passed, every sound cut deeper than the last. Finally, I heard her voice. She laughed, jumped up, and suggested they move to the bedroom. She even joked about how much time they had left. I stood in the kitchen, shaking. Then I noticed something, his pants tossed carelessly on the floor. My hands moved before I could think. I picked up his wallet, opened it, and took pictures of his driver's license. His name, his address, his face, I knew everything about him now. And then I left the same way I came in, quiet, broken, unseen. I went back to my car and collapsed. I cried harder than I ever have in my life. I felt pathetic, destroyed, worthless. I watched the video just to make sure it was real. And when I saw it again, it felt like a knife twisting even deeper. I couldn't go back to my parents and get the kids, not like this. I couldn't explain what just happened. So instead I drove back, pulled into the driveway, opened the garage, and made sure to make a lot of noise. I wanted her to know I was home this time. She was flustered, rushing around, pretending. She said she was just getting ready for a bath, wearing a robe like nothing had happened. I told her about my surprise plans, and she acted excited. She poured wine, smiled, laughed. She even pulled me close, trying to distract me from the storm inside my chest. And then I saw it. Out of the corner of my eye, I caught a shadow moving. The man, sneaking down the basement stairs. My wife never noticed that I noticed. I didn't say a word. I just stood there letting her continue, pretending like I didn't know the truth. Since that night I've been stuck in limbo. I've watched that video over and over again, 10 times a day, maybe more. Every time I feel low, I watch it again, as if to remind myself that it was real, that I wasn't imagining it, that my marriage, my love, my family had already been broken long before I even walked in that door. And the worst part, I still don't know what to do.